Good morning, guys. I'm trying to get you guys situated. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life and finances. Hope everybody's having a marvelous Thursday. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell. I am the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me to get your morning started? Where I'm running a few minutes late this morning just because technology want me to be great, but that's okay. And we're gonna work around it anyway. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm here. I'm alive. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, if we can get past all of this pollen getting is what they calling it now. Get
Yes,
past all of this pollen all through here, we'll
girl.
be all right, right?
You got that right. That would be
Awesome.
wonderful.
Hey, good morning, Vanessa. Thank you so much for joining
Good
us
morning, Miss
uh,
Vanessa.
today on this Thankful Thursday. Y'all, I did some more research. So, we had to talk about North Carolina yesterday. Let's talk about a different state today, y'all. I found some crazy stuff. I don't know who y'all out there voting for in these states, but they putting some crazy laws on the book. So what's going on? Y'all, did you know on Sundays in Columbus, Ohio, it's illegal to sell what, y'all? It's illegal to sell cornflakes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But why, y'all?
Why
Why do we have these
cornflakes?
kind of laws on the book? I don't know. So let me tell. Oh, you at the airport? Okay, all right. Well, safe travels. Yes, ma'am. On your way back to New York. Good deal. Good deal. Well, enjoy that lovely weather wherever you are. Right? I think that says Fort Lauderdale.
I can't see
Nope.
any comments.
Oh, okay. All right, all right.
It
Well, let
just
me go ahead, guys. The other one I wanted to share with y'all, and it's not only uh Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, that has crazy rules. They doing it out there in California too. In California, it is illegal to do what in a hotel room, y'all? This is crazy. It's illegal to peel an onion. Come on. I'm sorry. This is
what did the onion got to do with any
got
of
to do
that?
with the girl. I don't know. Those they out there in California. They must be smoking something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know
must
what
be in
they
the air a
doing.
little bit.
who they who they voted for, how long these rules have been on the books, but somebody might want to go back and revisit and see, do we really need those things, y'all? I just thought it was funny.
You know that
Uh,
onion can be
to get
dangerous.
us started today. Exactly, Vanessa. What? Yes. What in the world? What in the world goes right there? But yeah, that is definitely what's going on out there, guys. So do your research before you vote, because I don't know what these representatives are doing in these states, but some of these
Girl,
city councilmen, they just putting anything on the books, whatever it is, right?
honey, they
But
rolling
guys, thank
with
you
it.
so much. Thank you for joining us for the Fearless Morning Show. They have to be fearless to put something like that on the books
Yes,
and call it the law. But
yes.
anyway, we'll continue this morning with our financial confessions and conversations by going in and actually, did you guys see the news this morning? There's been a lot on the news about Facebook. And remember, we've been talking about how there has to be an event to put a business on sale.
Uh-huh.
So what I am doing right now, just so that you know, you don't have to do this. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing. Facebook is definitely still on my watch list.
Uh-huh.
Why? Because events like this is what puts a stock on sale.
Yep.
Why does it put a stock on sale? Because people get afraid, right? They get afraid they're going to lose money because something is going to happen. So a lot of people are going to sell on as the stocks are going down.
Right.
And what you need to do is be mindful of it and watch the trend, watch what is happening so that you can decide for yourself whether or not you see Facebook as a good buying opportunity. Hopefully you have your money sitting on the side waiting, right? So that you can now go in and purchase that Facebook stock. And even if you can't purchase the whole stock, there are still opportunities to purchase partial stocks, right? Inside of the apps, inside of that stockpile app, you can actually go there and actually look. So remember, guys, there are events that are going to put these businesses on sale. That's our end game as far as stocks are concerned. So I know that I share all the time about investing, and you say investing, Lynn, investing. You're talking about investing in the stock market. Are there any alternatives, right? Are there any alternatives to investing in the stock market? Yes, they are, but most of the time, those alternatives require some significant amount of capital. So if you don't have a significant amount of capital right now, the best bang for your buck is to continue to invest in the stock market. But for those of you who are interested also in hearing about some alternatives, there are opportunities where you can actually be, they call it a hard money lender. So if you do have a stack of cash, right, that you would like to lend to other companies, there are always companies that want to find funding to invest in their property. And it can be residential, commercial, you know, different types of businesses out there. They have these actual facilities that they want to purchase, and they need the capital. They need to raise the capital to be able to fund those. So you can be a hard money lender. And oftentimes, if you are that person, you look at the situations, there's so many rules and protocols. The return on investment for those types of opportunities is typically between 10 to 20%. You may see some that are greater, but hey, I mean, if you think about it, in putting your money in a bank, putting your money in a CD, you're only getting roughly 1%. So those alternatives to investing in the stock market are quite lucrative, right, in comparison to investing in other vehicles. So I did want to put that out there because we talk a lot about investing in stocks, but what are the alternatives out there for you? And definitely those alternatives will be investing in real properties, investing in loaning the funds, setting yourself up as a hard money lender, investing in setting up a franchise, right? Maybe own a Subway, something along those lines. Those are all alternatives. And why am I talking about alternatives this morning? Because a lot of people haven't mastered the concept of fear. So I need you to understand that there's still fear. There's emotion that's attached to investing in the stock market. And people are looking for different alternatives, right? What are some of the things now that you can do that are different as far as investing and growing your funds? And this is just a great an opportunity to be able to do that. So that's what I'm sharing with you this morning. But what I also want to share, because we're talking about how do you recognize, what are those key principles that you need to be ensuring that you're abiding by, that you're following as you continue to protect yourself as you invest, right? We're talking about investing, and most of us, if you think about it, if you're real with yourself, you're investing on a budget, right? If you're investing on a budget, what are the things you need to do to now protect yourself? So when you're doing that, of course, we have to stay rational because it's in a very emotional place when we start talking about our funds, right? When we're talking about our money, it can get extremely emotional, especially if there's a potential, right, for you to lose your money. And the number one thing that you want to be able to do is to sleep at night. So make sure that you're thinking things through as you're making these investing decisions. That's key principle number one, ensuring that you try to minimize the emotional attachment as much as possible. So how do you do that? How do you protect yourself from that? It's ensuring that you have of course, we call it a solid financial foundation, that you understand, you know what's going in, you know what's going out, and you understand that you're taking care of your financial situation in that way, meaning that you're budgeting the correct way, you're saving the correct way, you have all of those things allocated and you're following through. See, you're doing this consistently. See, that's how you release the emotional side that's attached to your money, because you are now giving your money direction. You are telling your money where to go, as opposed to your money simply going, right? If it's simply going, you have no telling where it's going. There's no direction. But when you set the path, and you set that path by budgeting, and I know people don't like the B word, right? But it's essential. It is essential that we put these things in place so that we can now move to our next as far as our finances are concerned, right? So when we think about investing, guys, it is definitely an emotional roller coaster that you have to overcome in the beginning. And I remember that. And it's an emotional roller coaster that doesn't go away, but you learn to control it. And you control it, right, by knowing exactly, understanding, doing the research, and following, right, the path that you have now chosen. See, that's how you get past that emotional side. So definitely telling your money where to go instead of having your money simply control you. The second thing that I'll say, the second key principle of investing that you must master, call this a non-negotiable, guys. The second principle that you must master with your monies is you got to stick with what you know. And I can't preach this enough. You have to stick with what you know. If you don't know a dig dog thing about guns, then why in the heck are you investing in guns? Right. If you don't know a thing about all of these blockchain technologies that's running through these cryptocurrencies, then why would you be investing in blockchain, right? Until you learn it, know it, like it, understand it, and can potentially, dare I say, potentially go in there and help run that business, I would not be putting my monies there. Why? Because you have to do research. You have to do the due diligence. You have to know, right, before you put your money in that thing. Yes, yes. Know before you put your money inside of that investing vehicle. All right. That, guys, is going to give you the ability to be able to focus on that business. And we talk about the same things over and over. Will that business be able to sustain? Because we're talking about being able to sustain us through retirement. I'm talking about the ability to not have to go back to work. You can be able to work your investments, right, at that time, so you don't have to go back to work. See, that's the rut that a lot of people fall into in retirement, is they say, oh, yes, I'm going to retire at whatever age. And then they find out, oh, wait a minute, I can't live. Now I have to go back, right? I have to go back to work. So now I got to go back and be a Walmart greeter, or now I got to go back and work at Rite Aid. Not saying that there's anything wrong with those positions. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I need you to hear is you can now protect yourself and have the type of financial well-being in your life throughout retirement without having to go back to work if you master these skills now. So by investing in companies that you know, like, and love, that you understand that if the rubber hit the road, you had to go in and run that company, you understand it enough to be able to go in there and do that, right? Not at the level of a CEO, but you do have an understanding of being able to maintain that company. Yes. For example, do you feel that you would be able to go in and run Nike if you needed to run a Nike store? Yes. Because and for me, that answer would be yes. Why? Because I know how I want a Nike to feel on my foot. I know the level of comfort that I want while I'm walking, while I'm running, what that looks like. I know what is aesthetically pleasing to my eye. So those are the types of things that I want you to think about as you're looking into these investing opportunities. Things you know, like, love, and understand, and things that are going to be around for the long haul. That's what's going to allow you to be able to have these funds into retirement, guys. And that's what we're looking at. How can we not have to worry about working too later in life and just have our investment? Go in there and check your investment portfolio. Do I need to make any changes over here? Am I still making money in this area? So that when I pull money out, right? As I'm pulling money out, I can still have my money growing. I know where to put it. See, that's what we mean by durable competitive advantage. That company's going to be around for the long haul. They are sustainable, right? So that's very important as we talk about these key principles. Did you want to add something, JoJo? You look like you want to say.
Girl, I'm breathing. That's me breathing because my nose. But I do want to ask one thing. In the very beginning, you talked about emotions and letting it go. And I wrote this down so I won't forget. Pride, being prideful in your emotions will keep you right where you are. Because when you being prideful, like I knew I had a problem with my money, but I was also prideful with my money and emotionally attached. Because when I stopped to look at it, I got mad at myself. But then when I brought it to somebody else to be, so I can be accountable to somebody else, I was prideful and was trying to give explanations. And then they had the emotional, like, ooh, then I felt stupid because I wasn't handling. So those are two very big things when you sit down and look at your money and, start to talk to somebody about it that you will have to overcome. Trenda, don't laugh at me. I know.
But you know what? That's just being real. That's a real moment because we all know pride goes before destruction, right?
Yeah.
Pride will make you do all kinds of things. But what pride does, guys, is keep you in bondage. And what we do, we have to recognize when we release that, there are a lot of other emotions that are also released as a result of that. So it definitely behooves us, right, to get those emotions under control. Every emotional attachment that you have with your monies. See, once you put that foundation in place, right, then those attachments, those emotions don't go away. Let me be clear. Emotions will never go away. But it's better to have a happy, a joyous, right, emotion attached to your money as opposed to a shameful emotion, that prideful emotion, all of the negative associations, right? And Trenda says she's been climbing over that pride since November with us. And that's okay as long as you take a step every day so you can get over that hump. That's what matters most. Don't stop, right? Don't stop. Get past that. But the beauty of it, guys, once you really get into this, let me just be clear. Once you really get into your finances, anybody that's willing to help you, they don't have to know your exact numbers to be able to help you. Because the real work, as far as the exact numbers are concerned, are yours. All that person really and truly needs to do, all I would need to do for you is to give you a formula, but you have to now go back and do that. You have to go back and work the formula. See, now then there's another step. If once you get past pride, if you say, I'm not willing to work the formula, I'm going to hand it over to you. See, that's another step. But you don't have to. Let me just be clear. You don't have to give all of that information over to someone to be able to help yourself get to your next. That's what's most important as far as the key principles of investing. All right. So hopefully we're catching that as we're moving forward and you guys are building on that. See, we're building this foundation. These are steps. Think of it as, what is it? The steps in the Rocky. Right? Once you get past that, once you get past the emotional side of things, guys, and that's the negative emotion side, you're already halfway up all those steps.
That's right.
You remember Rocky Balboa running up the steps in the movie? I hear the music in my background in my head. I'm not going to sing it right now, but it's there, right? We're halfway there. We're halfway.
Don't stop now.
Exactly. And so you make sure the next thing is, guys, you need to make sure that you're putting your money where your values are. And when I say where your values are, make sure that, and this is where your research comes into play.
Right.
If you do not value a particular concept that a company is following suit of, then do not put your monies there. Why would you do that? And chances are, guys, if you're not aware of your retirement plans, retirement accounts at work, there may be some companies that you're currently investing in that you don't know it, that don't even have values that align with yours. So you have to do your research and ensure that you're investing in companies in which their values align with your values, because we're called to be good stewards of our finances. And how can you be a good steward of your finances if you don't know, right, where your monies are going? If you don't know how to make your money, you don't know how to keep your money, you don't know how to grow your money, you don't know where your monies are being invested, how are you now being a good steward of those financial resources? Okay, so the other key principles that you need to ensure that you abide by as we continue to learn how to invest, guys, this, if you don't hear anything else about this stock market journey, is when people are afraid, when people are losing, when the stock market is going down, when people are losing their money, that's when you need to be buying the stock, because you've done those previous things. You have your emotions intact. You have done your research. You know that this company has a durable competitive advantage. You know that it's going to be around for the long haul, right? This is how you jump on it, guys. This is how you buy those wonderful businesses on sale. See, remember, I need you to catch that, because buying stock, guys, I look at buying stock as ownership. You own a piece of that company, right? You own a piece of that company because this company has chosen to sell stocks, as instead of going to the banks to get money to run that company, to grow that company, and to expand that company. So I look at purchasing of stock as ownership in that company. So how can I get in on this company now at the best price? How can I get in on it at a good deal? Because somebody else has paid $100 for the stock in the past, but because something has now happened, there's fear in the atmosphere, right? There's fear. So now the price of the stock is declining. There's an opportunity now for me to go in and buy where somebody else bought at $100. I can now buy at $50. I buy on the downside. And then once that company starts to go back up, it goes back up again to 100, right? Now I can sell that stock. I've doubled my money. See, you buy when people are fearful, you sell when people are greedy. Yeah. That's what you need to catch. You buy when people are fearful, you sell when people are greedy. Right? Because they all see it going up. And that's what the masses do. When they see something going up in value in stock, everybody wants to jump on board. Everybody wants in because they say, yes, they're winning. They're going up. I want to go up too. But what are they doing? They're buying at the high price. And you can hold on a little bit. And while they're buying at the high price, that's when you sell. And then what happens? It goes to the top. It hits the ceiling. What goes up must come down. It comes down again. And then you wash, rinse, and repeat. When it comes down again, you go in there and buy it again. That's right. If you look at the stock market, guys, you look at the trend line of the stock over the 200 years that it's been in existence. That is how you build generational wealth. If this is your vehicle, if investing in stocks is the vehicle that you choose to get to your next, that's what you need. You need to buy when people are fearful. You need to sell when people are being greedy. It's as simple as that, right? It's simple, but it's not easy. You got to do the research so that you can recognize where those companies are. What are those businesses that are now on sale, right? Make sure that you're following suit on that. If you didn't catch anything, that's the most important thing that you need to remember. Buy when people are fearful. So the next time there's an economic downturn, make sure that you've now positioned yourself so that you are ready, right? Why? Because I said, guys, this is a long-term journey for us. We want to be able to make these monies over the long haul. You want to be able to do this through your investing, through your retirement. Once you master this skill now while you're working, imagine how much easier it will be, right? When you do retire and all you got to do is go to your laptop, go over there and check on your information maybe once a week, right? Make sure your stocks are doing well. Then you get to go off and travel. You don't even have to log on your laptop, because most of the time you can simply go to your smartphones, right? And pull the information over that you need. So that's very important. The next key principle, guys, that I need to make sure is that you understand when these opportunities happen. And we talk about this all the time. What makes people fearful? There has to be an event, right? There has to be something that's going on that's going to put that business on sale, right? So what's happening with Toys R Us? Toys R Us, of course, is not a great example right now, but Toys R Us is going out of business. But there are also others that are looking into buying into Toys R Us. So make sure that you're watching the news, right? Because there's a guru that's already put up $200 million of his dollars. He has a GoFundMe page trying to save Toys R Us. There's some conversations around KB Toys in regards to this Toys R Us downfall. And then there's also some conversation around the fact that Amazon wants to purchase the locations that Toys R Us were in. So there are some opportunities there, but you have to be mindful of that, and you have to be reading what's happening out here within the environment. Everything's not going to be on Good Morning America. So I shared some of the places that you need to be reading, right? You need to be reading so that you get an understanding of what's actually happening within the markets. And guys, the last principle that I wanted to share with you today is make sure that you get your money off the table in time. And what do I mean by that? Is sometimes we will, once you start getting the skill down pat, right? Once you develop the skill of investing in the markets and what are the indicators, what are the things you need to be looking for? The thing I need to also be clear about is make sure that you get your money off the table on time, right? And sometimes we miss the boat, and sometimes we'll do extremely well. But I need you to understand that there are some things that we have to do, that you always have to be watchful and set your indicators up inside of your investing tool. So what do you mean by that, Lynn? When you go in, for example, those of you who have downloaded the Stockpile app, right? Let me see if I can pull it. I don't know if I'll be able to show this with you without being on a laptop. But once you go inside of the Stockpile app on your phone, you'll see, hold on, it's asking me to log in to this app. And what I want to show you, for example, see, Amazon is not a great example. Amazon just happens to be on my watch list. And what it's showing you, I don't know if you
Bend it down. There you go.
Can they see? Can you guys see?
Right.
Wait a minute. It went to the wrong page.
We pull it over a little bit. Now bend it down. There you go. There it is, right there. That's perfect.
Okay. So you see this trend line that's happening here. This is inside of the Stockpile app. It's actually showing you that Amazon is $1,410.57 a share. There are different indicators with these lines that you traditionally see inside of this app that are going to allow you to be able to determine when is a good buying opportunity, what's the high, what's the low, how that particular stock has moved within the day, right? Or within the month or within the year, whichever parameter that you set, you'll be able to watch these things. And once you see that, guys, you'll be able to pick out those indicators and set what are known as stop gaps. Where do I want to stop my losses if in the event there is a loss that is about to occur within this company, so that you can set an indicator, some sort of notification for yourself to go in and mark that. And one of the things that I've done to try to keep track of these things for myself is I actually go in, guys, and I've created a spreadsheet. And on my spreadsheet, I have a list of all the companies that I'm interested in. When I started out with only 10 companies because there's a lot of research, right, that you have to do to make sure that these companies meet everything, that you know, like, and love it, you understand it, that you that it has a durable competitive advantage, it's going to be around for the long haul, that they are being completely transparent in what's happening because it's a requirement by the SEC, that their business financials are on point. There are different things that they, you know, how much debt does the company have? What are the price earnings ratio? All of that stuff, guys. Once I have all of that information and I know what's a fair share, what's the fair price for that particular stock, then I know I have a wonderful buying opportunity on hand because that event has now occurred. The stock price has now dropped. I see that it's dropped to the price point where I want to buy in, and then I'm able to go in and purchase that. Right? So there's some research that goes into this, but you do your research in advance so that when this happens, you have an opportunity to jump on it. So that is what protects you on the emotional side. It allows you to be able to sleep at night. You have some confidence in the fact that you're now investing because you made the decision. You didn't just listen to the hot stock tip that's out there from someone else. You didn't just hear somebody say this on MSNBC or CNN, right? You didn't just hear this. You know it for yourself because you've now done the research. See, guys, that is what's most important for us. And we cannot continue to say to ourselves, nobody taught me this. Oh, Trenda, you got that one? Yeah, that MSNBS. I don't think a lot of people got it, but it'll roll over on them a little bit later. MSNBC. But make sure that you are paying particular attention, guys, and doing the research. It's time out. We can no longer say, I didn't know. There are no excuses for us, right, any longer because the information is readily available to us. We simply have to do our due diligence. We have to do what we need to do. And you know, guys, there used to be a little saying out there, and I don't know who said this, but I've heard it over and over. And the thing was, if you wanted to keep anything from us as a Black community, all you had to do was put it in the book. Why? Because we wouldn't read it. Let's just own up to that, but let's change that story. That's not the story for all of us because we know JoJo is a nerd over there. She'll read up anything that you put in her face, right? And as I grow older, I also acknowledge and recognize the value of reading all these things because there is value in that. No matter how much I hated it as a kid, there's definitely value in reading. And if reading in textbooks is not the thing for you right now, reading those books, right? Exactly. Make moves, not excuses. Yes, when I move, you move, just like that. All right. So in looking at it, guys, don't forget those, even the magazines, the different things that you can now be reading, Forbes, Fortune, Bloomberg Business Week, all of those different things, even Money Magazine. If you want to start out with something that's an easier read, they're all different opportunities, guys, that are going to allow you to get to your next in your finances, get the investing education that you need, and do what? Make your money, keep your money, and grow your money. Guys, I'm America's #1 financial rebound coach, Lynn Demmons. Yes, I said it, America's #1. And I'm going to pass that over to my co-host, Miss JoJo.
All right, guys. Please make sure, and I posted the link for the stockpile. So did Miss Vanessa. Vanessa, I didn't see yours after I posted mine. So please make sure you check out the app and get the education. And then at TD Ameritrade with the Monopoly money, I think I still have it.
Yeah, that's Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade is the actual place where you can go and practice investing with paper money. I'll do an actual live cast inside of the group for that. For those of you who are in the group, we'll actually go through a live cast and we'll set that up in the very near future. But I need you to get some homework done first in identifying your 10 companies before you go into that tool. Do the research first so you know what you'll be looking for. It makes it so much easier when you focus in on those. See, JoJo, you started me up again. Look at that. Right? All right. Now I'm passing it over to my co-host.
All right, guys. Yesterday, for the fearless thought of the day, I talked about my glasses and the smudge on my glasses, and how, sometimes you are distracted by the smudge, but you just work your way around it and you don't do anything with it. But just with a little bit of hard work, you can move past that smudge, that distraction. I called it a smudge. So today, I do not know the day of the week. I've been thinking I'm a day behind every day. I think today is Wednesday, but it's Thursday, right?
It's Thankful Thursday.
Thankful Thursday. So today I want you guys to think about your inner thorn. And when it comes to so I'm your Live Past Crazy specialist. I'm the only one in the whole world, so what better place to be than here with me? So when we're talking about when I give you these guys these questions or these things to think about, I'm putting it in the context of how to stop living past crazy, because these are the things you're going to have to think about, ponder, figure out, decide, and talk to yourself about along this journey, because guaranteed they will come up. And when they come up, either you're going to have to deal with it, or they're going to come along for the ride, and they're going to be at the end of your journey waiting on you, talking about, hey, I missed you. So it's best to address them as they come up. So this one is, how do you address your inner thorn? How do you work with that? So does it hinder you or does it motivate you? So here's a story. Let's say you broke your arm, right? No. Let's use a real life problem. Let's use, since Lena's here, money is your thorn, right? So you got money problems, and it is your thorn or your problem. If this is your relationship problem, think about how you have adjusted your entire life to accommodate the thorn that you have, or the distraction that you have, or the problem that you have. So if it's your money, how have you rearranged your whole life to accommodate you? If it's, let's say you broke your arm or your leg, and you decided that's just it, I'm always going to have this broke leg. Now how am I going to get around? You add a ramp to your front door. You widen your door. You get a different bed so you can get in and out. You will move your wall. Good morning, Malachi. You move your wall in your bathroom so that you can take a shower and get the leg in there. You accommodate the bar in your kitchen to get your broke leg in there. You have a different kind of car. You get in your car differently to accommodate your broke leg. And you move your entire life around to accommodate what is broken. But at what point is that broken thing, that broken leg, your broken financials, your broken relationship, your broken self, at what point is that going to motivate you? And at what point are you going to let it continue to hinder you? Because two things, you remember I said there's only two things, life or death, right? So that leg can be death, meaning you've accepted the fact it's not going to get any better, and you change your whole life to accommodate what it is, and you go no further. Or you use it as motivation and start doing the things that you need to do so that your life can be different. So when we look at terms of our relationships, if you know you have crazy friendships, if you have a crazy relationship with a man or a woman, if you have them with your family, how often do you accommodate for those crazy relationships and that's just the way it is, I'm just going to have to deal with it, but you don't do anything about it? And is it hindering you from doing because here's the thing, I know this is crazy, but I got to deal with it. But if this thing would go away, then I could really focus on what I needed to do. That's problem number one, because it's not going to go away until you address it. It's not going to go away on its own. If this person was not in my life, then I could be free. I could live how I want to live. I could do whatever. Nope, that's not it either. You're going to have to address that for yourself. So it's your inner thorn, whatever it may be. For me, this is Confessions and Conversations. I had two. One was my money. And the other was my abusive husband. And I had to realize, was he going to motivate me or was he going to hinder me? Because we are transitioning from victim to survivor to overcomer. We got three phases over here, okay? So at what point are we going to move out of that victim to survivor to overcomer so that we don't have the same issues that we started out with? Because along this journey, what we had in November, we should be actively working on. So come November next year, they should not be there. That's right, Charlene. I'm having to look over here for comments because I can't see them on my phone for some reason. It has to motivate you, because when I first left my abuser, y'all know I was depressed, I was sad, and then I started to motivate myself with my little quotes to change some things. And then I allowed that to motivate me to go back to school, get my master's degree, PhD. I used that to motivate me to do the things that I want to do. And then I had to stop, because even though I was using that for motivation, I had to look at why I was using that thing for motivation. Because then I realized I was using it for the wrong reason. I was using it to say, "Oh, I told you so. I'm not stupid. That's Dr. JoJo to you. Thank you very much." And it was the wrong reason, because then I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't happy. And it will never be enough if your reason is not right. If it's not true to your core, if it's not true to your character and who you are, the reason behind you doing what you want to do will never be enough, my friend. You will keep looking and you will keep searching and you will never find the answer, ever, because you haven't addressed what the real or true motivation is. That's right, Trina. Other than faith, God is not limited by the presence of any. That's right. Exactly. But you got to get there first, Trina. Because a lot of people are not. You got to know that you have one, because a lot of people don't think they have one. They think it's life happening to them instead of them, it's their situation. Because sometimes, and my kids hate for me to say this, we are the common denominator. Everything in life only has one thing in common when it comes to us. So if I keep having problems in my finances with different banks, I'm the problem. If I keep having problems with different jobs, I'm the problem, because I'm the only common denominator in all of that. Trina said, "Boo Thorn." That's right. But you got to address it. You got to know that you have it so that you can move it the right direction and move it the right way. So today on Thankful Thursday, let's think about that inner thorn. Is it hindering you or is it motivating you? And what are you going to do about it? Think about how you have completely rearranged your entire life to accommodate for that thorn. Is it for the lack of finances? How much have you accommodated for that? You done went out and got an extra job. You done went out and got a better, like me, you went out and got a better job. And guess what? My finances still didn't go nowhere. I still had the same problem with a better job, making more money. Didn't nothing change? So you have to address that. What is that thorn that you have today, that inner thorn? Is it hindering you or motivating you? So think about that today, guys. And let me know. I like to hear back from people. Y'all don't be talking to me. Tell me what you think about. I know I may be dropping some thought-provoking stuff to make you think about, but that's what it is on Confessions and Conversations. We want you to think about what you're doing, why you're doing it, and have the right reasons and motivation behind why you're doing it. Because if you're doing it to keep up with the Joneses, it's not going to work, because you're not them. And they are not you. So your circumstances may be completely different from theirs. So think about that today. Your inner thorn, does it hinder you or is it motivating you? And what are you going to do about it? Have you rearranged your entire life to accommodate that? And so now that you know, you got to do something about it. You got to address it now that you know. That's my fearless thought for the day, Lynn. Something for you guys to think about. Lynn, anything you want to add? Right fast before I keep going.
I just want to say, I think that when we say keeping up with the Joneses, because we've heard that so much, but I think that's more of an antiquated statement. Let's move to keeping up with the Jetsons. Everybody trying to be like, remember that?
Yeah, I love the Jetsons.
Right? Everybody trying to keep up
Astro.
with the Jetsons. We trying to do all this futuristic stuff when what it boils down to, we need to be simplifying, right? And doing what's real for us in this moment. But that's another show, right? Yes, it is.
That's right, Trenda. We're attacking those stores. She said with the Holy Ghost edge clippers.
Yes.
That is right. You can come and say good morning. This is my little nephew who's hanging out with Auntie this weekend. You gonna say good morning?
Good morning.
That's Miss Lynn. You gonna say hey, Miss Lynn?
Good morning.
Grammy's
I
in
see
there.
pictures of you all the time.
She see pictures of you all the time. Telling you my baby. Okay. So guys, don't forget we have the bracelets on. So you wanna hold the bracelet for me? The Be Fearless bracelets, I will post the link. Those are still on sale, as well as the t-shirts. If you don't see the color that you want, there is a link on there to email us so that you can get the color you want, as well as the t-shirts. Don't forget this Saturday, 10 a.m. Lynn, hold on one second, Jason, sit right here. What's the link again? I think I have it saved. bit.ly life finances 2.
This too.
I'm
Yes.
typing with one hand.
Bit.ly life finances 2.
Okay.
Awesome.
So make sure you join us this Saturday at 10 for that. If you missed the first one, you will be able to do that as well. Say hey to Grammy. Grammy just came on. Say good morning, Grammy. You can't see her yet. She'll say good morning. He like, where she at? Say hey to Malachi.
Hey, Malachi.
Malachi came out. He said, hey, somebody else on there?
2 boys on here. How y'all gonna take over our show? We the girls.
Well, they some handsome boys, so they can take over.
I know that's right. They just cute, even with slobber still on their face from sleep. It's okay. All right, guys, please make sure that you share the video now that you know you are charged with sharing with somebody else. Make sure you share this information. And if they do not have Facebook, we do have a YouTube channel. Make sure that they subscribe to that, like it, and share it with somebody else. And you can binge watch the Fearless Morning Show all day if you like. Finance, ignorance, fear, family. That's right, Trenda, clip it right on. And along this fearless journey, that's one of the things you got to do. You got to clip it. You got to cut it off. You got to address
You got to cut it.
You got to cut it. That's right. You have to address it, because if you don't, you're going to have the exact same problem all the time. It's never going anywhere at all. So Miss Trenda said, hey. Say, hey, Miss Trenda.
Hey, Miss Trenda.
He's sweet, honey. It'll be gone as soon as this camera is off. You hear me? You a mess. All right, guys. Thank you for joining the Fearless Morning Show. If you have any questions, anything you want us to cover, please make sure you let us know. And let me post the link for the bracelets. I forgot about that. So you can get your bracelets. And guys, we not only have bracelets, we have tote bags, we have t-shirts. We got some, Lynn don't know this, but we have leggings coming in just a second. We do have the earring, necklace, and bracelet sets. Oh, he's showing you his toy. Oh, Lord. You're not going to get yours because it take too long, okay? It take a long time. It's okay. So we do have a lot more than just jewelry on there. So make sure you check out the store. And then I think that's it, guys. We will see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 5. Make sure you register for Saturday so that you can get part 2 of what you need to get. And think about that today. What is your inner thorn? Is it hindering you or is it motivating you? Think about that today.
Motivating.
It's motivating you? Well, I'm glad. Jay said it's motivating him. That's all that matters. All right, guys, have a great day. We'll see you here bright and early in the morning. Have a good one. Bye, Malachi. Tell them bye.
Bye.
All right, have a good one, guys.
All righty. Signing off.